What law did he place that these three men didn't follow? Kind of. Um, you have to worship the statue that he built, which was a god that he was named after. So, question 3: Who were the only ones who refused to bow down to the idol? Name one of them, Ronnie. You got one? You don't. So I'm gonna go ahead and name them because I only said it a couple times because I can't pronounce them. Yeah. So we got Shadrach, Mosaic, Meshach. Yeah, Meshach. My bad. And then what was the last one, Nick? Abednego. And then there's actually a fourth, which is Daniel, who we talked about last week. So how did the king punish them? What was the punishment for not doing this? Someone other than Ronnie. Manuel, do you know? I mean, Gerald? No, Manuel, right? Yeah. My bad, you haven't been here in so long, I forgot your name. What was the punishment?
They got thrown into the furnace.
Right, so they got thrown in the furnace and burned to death. So three more questions. How many men were walking around on the inside of the furnace? This one's kind of a trick question. Well, yeah. Well, there's 3, but the answer is actually 4 because they saw either an angel or God in there with them. But they don't know which one it was. So after the men came out, not even smelling like smoke, what did the king order? And I actually didn't read this. It's in the story. So I'm going to tell you the answer. The king ordered that no one was allowed to ever say anything about God. So what do you think the moral of the story was? Or a lesson to get out of it? Yes, ma'am. Yeah, there could be a lot of different lessons. It could be to obey God. Yeah, maybe it could be God has your back. What do you?
I think it's you trust God no matter what
Yeah.
you're going through.
Have faith.
Yeah, have faith and something will happen.
Yep. So, hey Jesse, can you pull that video up? I'm gonna have you play it in just a second. So I got a video here, and it's kind of the same lesson, but in a modern stance. And it's not a life or death situation, but it is him telling the story is what I imagined the king's face to be after the story. Go ahead and push play.
Belief in God. A young man working in the army was consistently humiliated because of his belief in God. One day, the captain wanted to humiliate him in front of the other troops. He called the young man over and said, "Young man, come here. Take the keys to this Jeep and go park it in front." The young man replied, "I cannot drive." The captain said, "Well, then ask for assistance from your God. Show us that he exists. The young man took the keys and started walking towards the vehicle as he was praying. He parked the Jeep perfectly where the captain wanted. The young man came out of the Jeep and then saw them all crying. They all said together, "We want to serve your God." The young soldier was astonished and asked what was going on. The captain, crying, opened the hood of the Jeep by showing the young man that the car had no engine. Then the boy said, "See, this is the God I serve, the God of the impossible, the God who gives life to what does not exist." You guys, that's the God that we serve, the God of the impossible. And if you believe in miracles, share this story to bless others.
Yeah, so it's a short little video, and I came across it months ago.
Ken Curtis tragically died shortly after his third wife's words caused him a heart attack. Ken
I lost my train of thought there. Let's see. I watched that video a couple months ago, and when I was doing this lesson, for some reason it popped in my head, so I thought I'd share it with y'all. Have y'all heard that story before? Yeah. So if you remember any story tonight, if you don't remember the one I say, maybe you can remember this one. But it's kind of the same lesson in it. Just he kept his faith even though no one believed. He didn't know how to drive a vehicle, but he hopped in anyways and assumed God would help him, and God did help him. And sometimes that's not always the story. Sometimes we do things and we don't get the outcome we want, and it's just part of life. There's a lesson to be learned in everything, and sometimes you won't learn it till later on. But that's all for the lesson part I have. We're going to... do y'all remember what we did last week when we texted everybody? Can you bring up something to write on again, Jesse? Drake, did you get a text last week? Is there anyone else here today that got a text that wasn't here? Right on. Y'all are going to choose the next people that get text if y'all want. So we're going to do, we'll do 6 people today. So Jake, you got one? Holden? If you hit Control Plus, it does it too. Yep. Might go bigger. Can y'all see that? All right, you're good. All right, you got his number, Drake? 918 490 2224. So what we're going to do is we're going to text him. We missed him at church today, and to come next week. The goal is to just blow up their phone with a whole bunch of text. Let them know that they missed out. Logan, did you get text last week? No? We had your name up there. We'll go ahead and have you pick someone. Who do you want? Oh yeah, we texted your old number. That's why. So whoever has your old number got their phone blew up. You want to pick somebody? Rayleigh? R-A-Y. Do you know what our phone number is? What is it? 918 618 2916. Logan, was there someone you wanted to pick? No? Was it you that got texted last week? Do you want to pick somebody? Okay. Can anybody think of anybody that isn't here that I'll text? Sean. Yeah, we'll do Sean. Alright. We'll do the youth leaders last, Jesse. Well, we've got Sean. Who's got Sean's number?
It's
918 490 2677. We can do the youth leaders now. You want to put Kimley's back up there? Remember, this is youth leaders, so they're going to know if your text is stuck in isolation students. So we got Kinley, which is 918-689-6276. Yeah, we can throw Charlie in there. Or we can throw Charlie in there too, Jesse. Yep. What's her number? 580 290 4747. Say 580. Yeah, it's 580. Instead of dash. All right, let's see, we got who else? Colin. Benji. We're going to throw Benji in there too. 918. Hold on. All right, 918 what? 436. 4385. I think he missed last week too, didn't he? So we need to change Sean's number. We need to change Sean's number. So what's Sean's real number? So we're gonna. Does anyone have Sean's number? Two 234. Sean's real number? This is Sean Hunter's number. Or Hunter or Sean? Hunter. So this one's Hunter's number? Sean Hunter? Alright. I don't know last name, so I'll name. Alright. Anyone else? We'll do one more and then do some of the youth leaders. No? Alright, we'll do the youth leaders. So we got Kinley up there. We can throw in Colin. We'll throw Bo in there again. So I got 918 617 1608. That's Colin's if y'all don't have it. And then we'll throw Bo in there. If you already have Bo, just go and text him. You got 918 618 2658. We'll do Kobe's and then that'll be good. 918 998 7076. And Bo should be back next week, so he'll be doing less next week. Did everybody text those people up there? All right, I want to go over one more thing before we sing our last songs. Jesse, will you look up Five Finger Prayer? No, let's not watch that guy. Just go to the search bar and then go to images. Have y'all ever heard of the Five Finger Prayer? The Five Finger Prayer? So this is to help people who's not sure on how to pray, not sure what to pray about, and this just helps, gives you 5 different things to pray about every time you pray. So your thumb is friends and family, and then you got parents and teachers, leaders, the weakest, and yourself. So friends and family, that's kind of self-explanatory. Hey, y'all listen up. So friends and family, that's self-explanatory. Parents and teachers, parents, and the teachers can even be coaches. Just anybody teaching you something. And then leaders. Leaders can be government officials. It could be, what else leader could be? Just maybe if you're working, maybe one of your bosses. And then weakest, that doesn't mean the smallest guy in the room. It just means somebody who's struggling with something. Maybe elderly lady down the road, or someone who's fighting a sickness. And then last, pray for yourself. Just something you need help with, or if you're high on life and doing awesome, you can pray for yourself. You can also just be thanking God for how good your life's going, for sure.
So like, I can't really hold it. But the way I got it taught to me is like, you hold your hands like you're gonna pray, like this, and like this point, this is like closest to your heart. That's your family and friends. You know what I mean? Your thumbs are your family and friends. You got your parents and teachers. They're the next, and then leader. I don't really remember these, but I remember yourself being like the last, which is like pray yourself for last.
I actually
You remember the middle ones? I don't remember
yeah,
the middle ones.
so your family and friends is because they're the ones closest to you. Well, actually, got parents. So your family and friends are the ones that are closest to you, like what Jesse was saying, closest to your heart. Your parents and teachers are the ones that point you in the right directions. Your leader are the tallest people, like, because your middle finger is your tallest finger. The weakest is, the way Jeremy said it, is when you play a piano, your ring finger is your weakest finger. Then the last one, yourself, I'm pretty sure it's just never to. What did you say the last one was for? Yeah, just yourself. That's it.
Yeah, so that was something that was taught to us by Jeremy when we were sitting where y'all were sitting, and we get to teach it to y'all now. So we'll probably bring that up for the next couple of weeks to help y'all remember, and then maybe after some of the songs, we'll call one of y'all out to maybe try it. But we got, what, 2 songs? What time is it? Oh yeah, we got time. We got 2 songs, and then have you ever played Sharks and Minnows? We're going to play that in the gym after the 2 songs. So if you want to come up and sing, you can. If not, gather up in the middle.
heart's at peace. The storm surrounding me, let it break. At your name, still call the sea to still, the rage in me to still every wave. At your name, Jesus, Jesus, you make the darkness tremble. Jesus, Jesus, you silence fear. Jesus, Jesus, you make the darkness tremble. Jesus, Jesus, breathe, call these bones to live, call these lungs to sing once again. I will praise Jesus, Jesus, you make the darkness tremble. Jesus, Jesus, silence fear. Jesus, Jesus, you make the darkness tremble. Jesus, 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 you make the darkness tremble. Jesus, Jesus, silence fear. Jesus, Jesus, you make the darkness tremble. Jesus, Jesus, and your name is a light the shadows can't deny. Your name cannot be overcome. Your name is alive, forever lifted high. Your name cannot be overcome. Your name is alive that the shadows can't deny. Your name cannot be overcome. Your name is alive, forever lifted high. Your name cannot be overcome. Jesus, Jesus, you make the darkness tremble. Jesus, Jesus, you silence fear. Jesus, Jesus, you make the darkness tremble. Jesus, Jesus. There's a grace when the heart is under fire. Another way when the walls are closing in. And when I look at the space between where I used to be and this reckoning, I know I will never be alone. There was another in the fire. Standing next to me, there was another in the waters, holding
just want y'all to think about that. Like, Meshach, Shadrach, Abednego, did I say that right? Like, they actually went into a fire, didn't burn. That actually happened. Like, that's pretty crazy. Like, that's the God that we serve. And that song says, God will always be with you. Like, no matter what y'all go through, there's not if, it's when something bad is going to happen, because we live in a fallen world. And want to remind y'all that God will always be there. You might not realize it now, but it's going to happen. So, that being said, we all pray with me. Jesus, you're really good to us, even whenever sometimes we can't see it or we're blinded to it, but you're always there. You're always good for us, Lord. It's been consistent throughout time, God, that you've cared for the people that love you, and for the people that don't love you, you still care for them, Lord. Like, we are your creation. Thank you for letting us gather together once again, and I pray that as we go throughout this week, next week, the months to come, years to come, whenever something bad happens, something strikes us down where we're at our lowest, that we look to you. We don't get bitter towards you. We look to you because you're good. I pray that you remind us of that in that moment. It's in Jesus' name I pray. Amen.